Okay, we are now
cool.
officially recording. So we are live on Blab.
Oh boy.
Everybody smile.
I am Michelle Diericks, and I am a team manager with Jamberry, and we're trying something new tonight. We're doing a team training on Blab, and we are recording it for those who are not able to join us. We are busy women with busy lives, and so Blab affords us the possibility of watching the training later on, and so we are excited about that. With me, I have Michelle and Sarah and Andrea, and hopefully we'll have some more jump in and join us. And we are from all across the United States. And someday soon, we hope to have some people from Australia and New Zealand joining us as well. So if anybody knows anybody in Australia and New Zealand who would like to learn more about Jamberry, we are your girls. We would definitely love to talk to you about that. So I'm going to get started here, and then I've asked Sarah and Michelle to share some things with us. And Andrea, you can jump in and ask questions, and if you have some great ideas and tips to share with us, we would love to hear those too. So basically, we are entering into one of the busiest selling seasons for direct sellers. And so, oh, it looks like someone's joining us here. I'm not sure who that is. It's a yellow egg. So it could be somebody who's just popping on to see what we're up to. So, okay. So we're entering into, oh, how do you know that?
Who is it?
Because I on the egg, it says Jordan.
Oh.
Hover over it and pull her name down.
Oh, okay. Hey, Jordan. We're happy to have you here. You can type, if you look to the right, you can send messages to us and ask questions. And we've started, and basically all I've done is kind of done a little introduction, and we're recording it. And we're just going to be talking about the selling season and that sort of thing. So anyways, my phone is ringing in the background. I don't know that you can hear that or not, but you might see someone come. Okay, yeah. You might see someone flying in here to answer it. Otherwise, it's just going to go into voicemail. So, okay. I wish somebody would answer it. Okay. So, okay. It's easy. It's hard not to get distracted on this. Okay. So, as we are gearing up into October, and I know some of you have shared this with me, that that some of your parties are more towards the end of the month than the beginning of the month, because it just seems like people are getting more into the selling portion of getting ready for Christmas and all the holidays and all of that. And so how can we maximize that as direct sellers and people who are taking care of their customers? And so I have a couple of ideas that I wrote down. And some of these are things that I learned last year, because this is going to be my second holiday season with Jamberry. And so there was things that I learned last year that I thought to myself, I'm going to remember that for next year so that I can share it with my team. And one, it's going to help me to be able to maximize my bookings and help with my sales and help my customers better in the upcoming selling season. So basically, I'm just going to go from my notes here. So right now, people are going to be starting to think about Christmas presents and what they're going to be wearing for holiday parties and stuff like that. And so as consultants, we need to kind of know what's going on with our customers and just kind of marketing to them the different things that we have to offer them. So there's three things at this point that we can offer our customers. One, we can just, help them choose what they want to buy for presents, parties, all of that. We can also offer, if they would like, and who doesn't want to save money, to host a party and just share with them how easy it is and how fun it is. And I always try to focus, especially this time of year, because as women, we get really stressed out because of all the extra holiday parties and things that we have going on. But just say, and you've probably heard me say this, or if you've read any of my things on Facebook, on my group page or my VIP page, I always say it's time to take a break from the chaos. Take break from the hectic pace of our lives and just have some fun and enjoy some time with your friends. I recently had an in-home party, and this was a gal that I was trying to get to have a party for a while. And after she tried the gel system, which by the way, that is magic, and because people try it, they don't want to spend $120 on it. So they want to book a party because they want to be able to get it for half price. And what I've been doing, I know I'm kind of jumping all over the place here, but I don't want to forget to tell you this. What I've been doing is if their party hits at least $150 to $200, and I know that they want that gel system, if they're going to use a half price in their hostess rewards, which we won't get any credit for that in our PRV, if I have an extra coupon, I'll offer it to them. But their party has to get to a certain point in order for me to do that. So one, it gives it just gives if they're going to spend $60 on it anyways, it may as well be in your PRV if you have the code for that. So that's something that I've done and has been really helpful. But you don't always have codes, and so you can't always do that. So the best thing to do is to have them have a huge party, and then they can earn it for mostly free. So with the booking of the parties so that they can earn their holiday jams for free, Christmas presents for free. Think about all of that, but also just help them to remember that right now it's a busy time in their life, but it's important for them to take time for themselves. So this hostess that hosted this party, there was a gal there who had had jams sitting in her closet for I have no idea how long. She didn't buy them from me. She bought them from somebody else. Some of the other ones, they had seen posts on Facebook. They had been invited to parties, but they never participated because they didn't think that they would be able to put them on their fingers. I walked them through the process, and now I have some huge jamberry lovers who are probably going to book parties, and they want the home parties because what I did is I took my lacquers and I've had my gel polish system there with me. Now I only let them do like 1 or 2 nails with the gel just because we don't have time for everybody to do that. And it's really hard unless you have like a lot of gel to be able to match all the, wraps and stuff like that. But just for them to use it over their lacquer or one of their wraps just so that they could see what it's like. And so but basically, I bring my lacquers and I have the samples and they do a whole manicure. So they get together with their friends and they paint their nails. Now, who doesn't want to do that? And they loved it. And some of them are like, I'm not really a girly girl, but I really like this. And they had a bottle of wine going, and they told me that they should have had, they could have used a couple more bottles. And I'm like, well, that's between y'all and the hostess. But I'm probably going to get a couple more home parties because of it. And so anytime you can get them together, and if they're saying, I don't want it in my home, I found a coffee shop not too far from here who've told me that I can host a party there anytime I want. And they'll even put it on their page and let anybody else know that would like to come because
Cool.
They want people to come into their coffee shop. And she said, as long as you buy something to drink, that's fine. But if you want to bring in food, you can bring in food. I'm like, oh my goodness, I love this lady. I'm going to have her be a hostess, I think, for one of the parties. So, but getting them together. So just trying to get them to think about their Christmas shopping lists. And the fact that they don't want to spend all that money, they'd rather earn them for half price or free. And, what are they going to wear for the holidays? People typically spend more time on their hair and makeup and nails this time of year because they want to look really nice for the holidays. And so we have these services that we can offer to them. There's also going to be moms and women stressing out about Christmas. How am I going to afford to be able to buy Christmas presents? Well, they could still join at this point and make some money and pay for Christmas. And so those are the 3 things: customer, hostess, and becoming a consultant. All of those are amazing things that we offer people. It's a gift, and it's not about what they give to us. It's about what we have to offer them. If we always come from a place of service, then they're more likely to respond to us. You know, I have friends who do this all the time, and and because I love direct sellers, I don't block them from me. But it's annoying when they're like, hey, I need another party. Who can do a party for me? And it's not even in their VIP group. It's not on their Facebook page or on their business page. It's right on their personal page. And they do it like every day. And I'm like, just ask already. Personally ask people. You know, I'm like, people are busy. And if they see that, they're thinking, oh, yeah, I want to do that, but they're not going to do anything about it. You need to personally message them, text them, call them, ask them to do it. You know, and so it's all about building relationships and thinking about how would I want to be approached to do a party or to buy something from somebody. I want to be personally asked. And I don't always say yes, but if somebody asks me, they probably have a better chance of getting me to do what they want if they personally ask me, because I have a hard time saying no to people. So, okay. So as we get into the last part of October here, it's not too late to book some October parties, and it's certainly not too late to book November. I am still booking November, and I want to have like the most parties I've ever had. I'm going for at least 10, and I have an event, and I have a fundraiser, and I have 2 parties already, so I need about 6 to 8 more parties. So how am I going to do this? Well, if they want Facebook parties, I'm going to group a couple of them together. And so, have you all seen the group Facebook parties where they have like several hostesses in them, and they do like a battle of the hostesses? Have you guys ever seen that or heard about that? Okay. Basically what you do is you run it just like a regular party, but you acknowledge that you have 3 hostesses in that party. And so on all the posts, you just make sure that when they go to check out, that they choose their hostess. And so the hostesses, they love it because there's other hostesses in there helping them, write things, comments. There's more people in there. And so it gets a little more lively, and the more lively the party is, the more it draws people in. And so that's something that people have had great success with. And you can do like a battle of the hostesses. So every hostess has their own rewards. And so then you decide, what you're going to do for your hostesses, like who has the top sales, so you can give them an extra set of jams or a half a sheet, or what, it really doesn't matter, because women just go nuts over the free stuff. They love it, and they love a competition, and they want to win. I remember my first Jamberry party. I didn't even know what the prize was. All I knew was that I wanted to win, and it's just like, and I am not like a overly competitive person. I just knew it was free stuff and I wanted to win. So, but anyway, and we can talk more about that on our team page. I'll give you some ideas on how you can do that. But if you just think about it, if you could get 3 hostesses in one party, instead of posting in 3 parties, you're only going to post in 1. How awesome would that be? I'm all about saving time this time of year too, because I'm busy too. But and it's like, so you could get, I'm hoping to get several of those. And so so we'll see how that goes. But that's something to keep in mind. You also, as you're booking for November and you get into the first part of December, you want to book at the beginning of December. The sooner you can do that, the better. Do not wait until mid-November to book the first part of December, because by that time people are thinking, oh my gosh, I'm too busy, I can't do it. So here's a fun couple of ideas for the beginning of December to get your sales out of the way, because once December 10th rolls around, it's pretty quiet in Jamberry land. It's not that you're not going to get some sales or anything like that. It's just that people get really busy and into the swing of things. And I know for myself personally, my goal is to have most of my Jamberry stuff done by the 10th. One, because usually it's around the 10th. I'm trying to remember what it was last year. Do you remember, Michelle?
Yeah, I'm
What?
thinking that it was on the 10th, that they said anything after the 10th would not be guaranteed to get there on time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that was the date. And they've like increased shipping so much. You
Right.
know, some people are thinking the 15th, but until I hear that personally from Jamberry, I'm telling everybody the 10th. And if it gets extended longer, it'll be like, woohoo. Okay. So, so we'll, just think about that. So a couple of ideas, the turkey trot thing that I posted, and I'm going to explain that a little bit to you. So basically what it is, it's like little, like catalog parties that you give to people, and over Thanksgiving, they show off their jams. So if they don't have any jams, get them like a half a sheet so that they can show them off to their friends and family. Make sure they know how to apply them, that they're not like down on their cuticles or, stuff like that. And so they're going to stick. And so people are going to be excited and impressed about them. And so then they get their orders together. All the orders come to you and you place them on December 1st. So right away on December 1st, bam, if you could get 10 people to do that and they each do $100 for you, that's $1,000 worth of Jamberry right there. And you get it done right away at the beginning of the month. So from that, you can decide, you could put it all together as one party, and then you split up the hostess reward. So whoever has the most sales, you choose how you want to do it. Some people, if somebody gets like $300 worth of sales for you, I would probably enter that as their own party. So, as long as tell everyone, as long as they get to $100, they at least get one free set of jams. And then depending on how many people participate and how the sales go, then there'll be more prizes for you. And so it'll be a way for them to maybe earn some of the holiday wraps that they want or some Christmas presents. And again, they go nuts over the thought of being able to have some free stuff. And so I've seen it done, the turkey trot or the reindeer jam, or, you can call it whatever you want, but that's basically the premise of it. The other thing that I've seen people do, and I thought this would be really fun, is everybody, in order to be a part of the party, so this would be like an in-home party, and you could do it like at a restaurant, a coffee shop, but in order to go, everyone has to buy at least a buy 3, get 1 free deal. And so before they come, they cut them all in half. So they have 8 half sheets of jams. And so they trade them like baseball cards, and they bring Christmas cookies. And so you do a cookie exchange and a jam exchange. And so instead of having 4 types of jams, you have 8 jams. And then from that, they can use it for themselves, or you could encourage them to do. I've seen the cutest teacher gifts, like you get like a cute mug for the teachers and you put a half sheet in there. And, I think all of us have the cuticle pushers, and, do up some really cute mugs. Those are really inexpensive gifts for teachers or service workers or anybody that we typically might give an extra gift to this time of year. Guess what? Our customers have the same thing. And so you could do a cookie exchange, jam exchange, and help them with their Christmas shopping. And think of easy ways that will help them and also be fun for you and give you more exposure as someone who goes above and beyond for service for people. And so you could even host it in your home or find a fun place to do that. I would recommend having some Christmas holiday wraps on hand that week before Christmas. You're probably going to get phone calls saying, I need a stocking stuffer. My girl needs this, or, I wouldn't spend like a ton of money, but spend what you can afford and have a few on hand. Now, after Christmas, if you don't sell them, you can keep them. I have some on hand from last year that I'm going to be using for prizes in parties and stuff. So, so you never know what people will need, or like if you save them over to the next year, you can use them for prizes, or you can always exchange them for other ones, because we can exchange for life as long as they're not cut or anything like that. So, and then one final idea that I've seen that I think would be absolutely cool to do, and I would send this out as a mailing, is ask your best customers what their wish lists are. Okay. And I think I posted one in our, on our team training page, but get them to fill it out and say, you know, what do you want? And then tell me who to call, and I'll let them know that this is what you want for Christmas. And, you know, I'm thinking of, I might, once I figure out how I'm going to do that, I'll post it on our team page. But I think I'm going to send out a newsletter. And then if they send me back their wish list, I'm going to enter them into a drawing for a prize or something. I get more people to fill things out for me if I offer them a prize or something. So I'm just like, they're all about the freebies. I totally get it. Okay. So you want to start marketing for all these things now. So don't overwhelm yourself. I know I've thrown like a lot of information to you in a very short amount of time, but I want you to think about, what can I do with my life right now? What do I have time for? Pick 2 or 3 things and focus on those things. And then start getting your calendars full now. So as you're doing this, the one final thing that I want you to think about is I want you to start thinking about January. January is a J month, and I don't ever like to talk negatively about J months, but it is good to know that those months are usually slower in sales. But what we need to remember is we want to start booking for January now, because in December, you're not going to, in December last year, I sent out probably close to 200 messages asking for parties in January. And guess how many parties I got booked?
2, 0.
Really?
Yes, I did it too late. It was too late. So do not wait until December. Now, if I would have asked them from the parties, but these were people who were customers, and it was part of my customer care follow-up. And I think I managed to finally squeak out 1 or 2. And then I did a big, I can't remember. No, did I do a flash sale in January?
Yeah, you did, because we had double PRV in January.
That's right.
So you did your flash sale in January, because I did mine in February.
That's right. I did do it. Mm-hmm. It saved my bacon, or saved my jams. So you can bet that this year, as people are talking about
Jane,
is that somebody's dog?
That's my dog. It didn't even occur to me why y'all were laughing.
Because we can totally hear it.
Yeah, she's going crazy.
It would happen in my house, so.
Oh, that's funny. I love it. Oh, the people watching the recording are just going to laugh. Like, we had to take time for entertainment break here. So,
that's right.
So one of the things that I have started doing in my parties is I've started doing the surveys, and I tell you what, those things are magic in finding out if people are interested in wanting to do a party or not.
Come here. Sorry.
That's okay.
If I mute my...
Maybe mute until, okay, it sounds like maybe he stopped, or did she mute herself? Oh, she muted herself. So can you still hear us, though? Can you? Okay.
There you go. That works.
Okay, so that survey thing is magic in finding out. There's people who are thinking about having parties that I would never dream that they would even want a party. And so, and some people say, no, I really don't want one right now. So then ask them about January and get it on the books. And really, I would offer what you can afford, but maybe some extra incentives for booking for January, just because you want to have something on your calendar for January, because you don't want to start trying to book in January. It's not that it's impossible. It is totally possible, but it's just harder. It's harder to get started. So try and have try and have at least 4 to 6 parties booked for January, and in knowing that some of them will probably cancel just because that's kind of how people are. But I always tell people, hey, that's when our Valentine wraps come out. And, football season is in full swing. And, I know some people are really gaga over football. Me personally, I'm not. I like to go and I like to visit. And so while the guys are doing their thing, the girls can be doing their nails and having fun. So think of some creative ways. And usually we get everybody gets the Christmas blues after it's all over with. We're like, oh, and January is kind of a hard month. And well, not when you live down in Houston. It's not, because it's still nice down there, Sarah. But for those of us who live in the North Country, it's kind of cold and depressing. And so we like to have fun things to do because it's too cold to do anything outside.
Especially those of us in northern Missouri who work outside all year.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
Right off the Mississippi.
Exactly. And you guys get all that ice down there too. So people look for, think of fun things that they can do with their friends, and then include the jams in it. And, then that way you're able to incorporate fun and serving them and get some parties and stuff going for your calendar. Let's see here. Oh, usually now we don't announce this because we never know if they're going to do it for sure or not. But the last 2 years, they've done double hostess rewards in January, and they usually let us know like the last part of December. But you still want to try and have some of your parties already booked, because then you can go to your hostess and say, guess what? We got double points, double rewards in January. And then the other thing that they usually do for us in January is they offer double points for the trip. And because they'll announce, I think they announced Hawaii, was it December 31st last year? We knew before.
Yeah, I was going to say it was before January, because then they announced the double rewards. Yeah.
Yeah, they announced the double rewards. And so, man, we were all booking to try to get points. So okay. And let's see. And just the other thing right now is I always encourage you to be working on your customer care calls. And usually that's when you find out what people need in that, or they're trying to figure out a way to earn free Jamberry, and that's where you get the parties booked. So, Sarah, are you still on mute?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
So Sarah was going to share a little bit about the summit in Austin. She was going to share some of the things that she learned while she was there. So thank you, Sarah, for doing that.
Sure. All right. So we had a lot of fun. My whole team went to Austin, and it was great. We had a great time. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was. And I was there with my jam baby. And I stood in the back most of the time and bounced him up and down the whole time, but that's okay because I still heard most of it. So I made a list of some of my favorite things that I pulled from the meeting. So the first one was to find your niche. And, I think we talk a lot about booking parties and stuff like that, but there are other ways that people are successful with Jamberry. Some people do the nail art studio. Some people do a lot of fundraisers. Some people on my team are getting into fundraisers. And so you can look beyond just doing parties to find your way to be successful. The next thing was getting to know, it was about recruiting. Getting to know, Jane, quiet. Sorry, my dog again. I thought I was going to have to worry about my kids, but apparently it was my dogs that I need to worry about. So this was about recruiting. And they talked about getting to know your potential recruits and find the thing that will click for them to get them to join. I know we talk a lot about having extra spending money or things like that. But for some people, maybe that's not what's going to hook them. The girl that said that gave the example that, and I thought it was really funny, that she could put dogs on wraps. in the nail art studio and make dog wraps. And that was her thing. And I thought that, I mean, it was so specific, but somebody told her, you can put dogs on wraps. And she was like, that's it, I'm sold. And she joined. Like,
That's great.
which is awesome. So, you know, if there's someone that you think it would fit for, really get to know them and, you know, find that thing that'll be the, you know, the straw that breaks the camel's back for them and put them over the edge to join.
Exactly.
The next thing, and I like this a lot. I know a lot of times when I'm talking to people about hosting a party, the answer I get sometimes is, oh, I don't have that many friends. And, you know, I think it's important to tell people that's okay. You don't have to have 20 friends at your party. Get a couple of your best girlfriends, go to Starbucks, go to wherever, get together and we'll do the nails. That's fine too. I mean, one of my best parties was Gina. Hers was almost $800. It was an awesome party, but they don't all have to be like that. They can be just as good with just a few people.
Exactly.
And with that, the other suggestion someone made that I loved was setting up one-on-ones with people. I have a neighbor that lives right across the street from me that I have set up a one-on-one with. I'd been meaning to do it for so long, and I did it, and we're going to get together soon. But she's never tried the wraps or anything. I gave her a half sheet a while ago, and she hadn't tried them yet. And so I finally, after it, I set it up. I was like, okay, we're meeting. We'll, you know, have a glass of wine or something and do our nails. And those can be great. You know, setting up a one-on-one to try True Shine. And, you know, who knows, people may go for the True Shine after that. And, you know, we know that system is not $15. So that's a great sale. Okay. The next thing I liked was they talked about branding yourself. And, you know, we have, I haven't bought the brand book yet. I plan to. You know, we have kind of our brand guidelines about Jamberry, but also, you know, extending that to yourself and creating your own brand in, you know, the way you look, the way you interact with people, all of that stuff goes together to create your own personal brand. And that's a great, you know, marketing tool if you're like recognizable as, you know, the Jamberry lady or whatever.
Exactly.
Oh, another, and this is a little one that I liked. They talked about under promise and over deliver. And we would talk about that a lot when I worked in retail before I had kids. And, you know, you want to promise them the world, right? You know, we want to promise our customers, yeah, we can get you that tomorrow. Sure. But when you don't, then it's a problem. So, it's better to under promise and get it to them, you know, sooner than to over promise and under deliver and leave a bad taste in their mouth. I've got two little things left, and these were my favorites. The first one was someone compared Jamberry to offering it like a plate of cookies. And I loved that. You know, they said, offer it up like a plate of cookies. You know, you get a plate of cookies, you're going to offer it to everybody. And Jamberry is the same way. Offer it to everybody because it is an amazing opportunity. And, you know, some people, when you're offering a plate of cookies, they don't want the cookie. And it's like, fine, whatever, more for me. And Jamberry is the same way. You know, offer it like a plate of cookies. If they don't want it, fine, you know, that's no big deal. It's more for me. And the last thing, I know probably everybody's heard this quote before, but they were talking about the comparison is the thief of joy. And I thought that was very appropriate for our group because we're the joyful gems. So, you know, we don't want anything to siphon off our joy, you know?
Exactly.
And we're all in different places in our lives. You know, I mean, I've got 3 kids, and mine are very small. So I'm in a very different place from everybody else because, you know, these kids take up a lot of my time, and it doesn't leave me as much time as other people may have to run my business. But I do what I can. And so, you know, that's why it's really harmful to compare yourself to someone else because none of us have the exact same circumstances.
Nope.
So, yeah, that was my takeaway. I hope it was helpful.
That was excellent, Sarah.
Thank you.
So much. Yes, yes. I would just like to, you know, and I talked about it a little bit in the recruiting video that I shared on our team page, but you find what they want and then you help them just unwrap it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, if somebody, you know, like we'll use the doggy jams, for example. Well, what kind of dogs would you put on there? And,
Yeah.
you know, and what, you know, and how would you market those? And, you know, you get them, you basically get them so excited that they basically end up recruiting themselves.
Mm-hmm.
All you have to do is be a good listener and ask good questions. And they basically will just, you know, just keep digging, and they'll basically paint their own vision of what they want. And then you're not going to be able to stop them because they're going to be so excited. You're not going to be able to hold them back.
And I think that's a key, is being a good listener. I think a lot of people think to recruit, you have to talk and talk and talk. But I think even listening is more important, you know, to understand where they're coming from.
Exactly. Don't do the jamberry vomit.
Yeah.
I've done that. I've done that. You don't want to do it because, you know, basically you could recruit, someone could be recruited and you could unrecruit them.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I may have done that a time or two. Then they came back, thankfully. So, well, thank you very much, Sarah.
Thank you.
And so, Michelle, I think I'm probably the only one that's on your VIP page that's on the team, right? Well, I think you've got some team members on there,
right?
Your team members, but Michelle has like the sweetest, and you know, and I'm not on your all of your team VIP pages. So if you want to add me to your VIP page, feel free. But she has like, it's always like a party going on in there, and they get excited about every little thing. I am not kidding. They're all excited all the time. And it's just so fun to watch. But she's taken really good care of them. And they just all want to post their pictures and all of that. So I want Michelle to talk about what she does, because I think it's magic what she does. And she just draws them in. And, you know, I want to be like her when I grow up, because my page, I every once in a while they get going, and then, you know, Michelle and her sister post their pictures on my team page because I think they feel sorry that none of my customers are posting their pictures.
Well, see, I stole half of your livelihood from you when I joined, remember?
Well, I wouldn't trade that for the world. So, and, you know, and sometimes they're really good about posting and other times they're not. And so I need to do something to draw them in. So I'm going to listen. I'm taking notes here because I want the magic back on my page too.
Well, you need to just borrow my sisters. No,
they're a party to go all the time.
They are. I've invited them to dead parties just to liven things up, and it helps.
I do that with my sister too.
Yeah, it's great.
That's awesome, Andrea.
So yeah, basically I started the group page, and it's just a private group page. I also have a business page, but it's just, I mean, there's really not any interaction there. But my private group page, I think everybody just feels like it's a nice, safe place to go. And I've just used it as a place where people can post their Jamicures and, you know, even ask questions and get input. You know, what do you think of this combination and that sort of things. And then I'll post questions like that too. I'll post, you know, Battle of the Jams kind of thing. Which one do you like better? And they all, I mean, it's just amazing. I have lots of participation all the time that they jump back in and say, oh, I like this one, or oh, I don't really like that one, or, you know, whatever, it doesn't matter. And we just celebrate, again, kind of going to the, our branding, we celebrate the unique style that everybody has. And so not everybody likes everything, but it's so fun because my group is so supportive of each other, and they don't even all know each other. They just, you know, of course, my sisters, and I have my two sisters and my mom and my aunt. And, you know, so I have a lot of relatives on there, and then a lot of really good friends too. And so that helps too, because they play off of each other. But each time I have a party, I invite them to come to my private group page, and I really encourage them to. And I send them a private message and say, you know, please join me in my private group page where you can interact with us and show off your wraps and see other people's wraps, and we have a lot of fun. And it's kind of neat to see that, you know, even my newbies will jump in and enjoy, you know, just the feedback. And there's been a lot of people that have been kind of reserved. I had one of my friends from high school joined into the group, and I had asked, she was one that I did that flower post, remember? Mm-hmm. You know, pick a flower. And so she picked one, and I said, you know, well, you won, yay, do you want to do a party? And she's like, I don't even do my nails, but okay. And so she went, because it was free stuff, remember?
Free stuff.
So she did one, and I sent her a half sheet of wraps because she had never tried them, and I coached her. I talked her through on the phone on how to put them on and everything. She lives in St. Louis, and so she's far away from me. And she got hooked on them, did her party. It wasn't a huge party, but her mother-in-law and her sister-in-law both liked it. So then her sister-in-law has hosted a party with me. And so it's just, you know, one thing has led to another, and they're all in my page now. And so it's just kind of neat that it just kind of slowly grows. So I always, you know, I have this, my idea is just to always keep moving forward, even if it's one step at a time. It doesn't matter, as long as you're doing something that keeps moving you forward. Even if it's one person, it doesn't matter. And so, you know, that's what I think my page has gone. And then I've gotten referrals too, which has been great. That, you know, my team knows that my group knows that I will take care of them. And so they will send their friends to me also. And so that it's been really good for me. I have 79 people on my page. And last month, I always do a drawing, by the way. This I stole from Michelle. But I do a drawing for a half sheet of wraps each month from all the people who post pictures of their Jamacures. And so I just write down all their names, choose a random number, and match it up with whoever it goes with. And they win a half sheet of wraps from my stash. And last month I had 41 pictures submitted.
Wow.
So if you think about that, that's more than one a day. I mean, some of them end up, it's kind of funny because it cycles, and it'll be like everybody posts in one day. It's like, it must be Jamacure Day. I missed the memo. But it's kind of fun that way. And so got 41 photos, and that was out of, and 18 different people posted those 41 photos. So I have a lot of repeat posters, but it makes it a lot of fun, and it's just very interactive. So I enjoy that a lot. My group is just kind of my joy on Facebook. Talk about our joyful gems. You know, that's a great page. You know, if I'm having a bad day, I go to our team page and my group page. So those are just some of the things that I've done with my group, and I love my group. So I hope they all hang out.
Exactly. Now, can you tell them what you do for follow-up after somebody orders in one of your parties?
Sure. I honestly, this fall, I have not been very good, but in the beginning, I took the time, and I have a s'more document that, again, I modeled after Michelle's, that says, thank you for your purchase. And then I put the application video and the removal video. And now I added the True Shine application and removal. And so I email that to them so that they have that and they don't have to go looking back through the party to find it. Or if it's an in-person party, I still even email it so that, and send them a little note that just in case you need this to refer to, here's all the directions again. And so that's kind of nice that they have that. And then I have been terrible this fall, but I would try to handwrite a thank you note to them also, thanking them for their order. And I have been absolutely awful, but September was nuts. I had 4 parties going at the same time, and I couldn't keep up with handwritten notes. So I kind of slacked off, but I always go back then and, make sure they got their order. I'm like stalking them until I know the order's in their hands. And so I do that. And then right now for my September people, I'm at the point that I need to check in with them and see how they're doing with their wraps and so forth. And if they're in my group, it's kind of nice because that cuts down a step for me because I know how they're doing because they're posting. And so that's another reason I like my group. It gives me an easy way to follow up because they're already posting and we can see what they're doing. And then if they post pictures and I see that it's all up on their cuticles, I can send them a private message and say, hey, I noticed in that picture that your wrap is kind of hanging over the side and it's on the side of your nails and it might come off. So, next time focus on that, and I can give them feedback. And so that makes it kind of nice. So those are some of the things I do for follow-up.
Cool. And in her thank you note, what she does too is she sends them a couple samples so that they can practice before they get their order. And here, I don't know if I can grab it out of my cupboard up here, but I don't always do the handwritten thank you notes. But what I do is if you want to do the handwritten ones, you could do it like in black marker and then make copies of it. Or I typed it out and then I put this in here. And then I also, let's see here. Take the host join brochure and I staple my business card with a couple of samples on it. So they're getting information about the host join thing. They ask me why I do it. I'm like, well, I don't want the envelope to, tear up or whatever. But then they also have information if they want about it. And some people look at it and some people don't. But I just put this in the mail and it's real easy to do. Now I also have my, I got those, from the thing, the little, the video that I posted from the gal at the summit. And so these cute little things that I'll carry in my purses. And I just think they're absolutely adorable. And I'm going to mail out a couple tomorrow, but I'm pretty sure it's just a stamp. And so, but on the front of it, I have the label and it says, text me a picture and I'll send you a prize. Well, I'm going to send them a pedicure. And there's no way I can use all the Jamberry pedicures that I have. And so, but they send it to me. So one, I know that they actually put it on, because how many times have you handed out samples and you haven't, they're like still sitting in their drawer. But if you offer them a prize, they might do it and then they'll fall in love with it. And, they'll become a Jamberry addict like we all have. So, but anyways, and these were very easy to make. And they sent me like a whole, it's up way up there, so I can't get them out. But they sent me like a whole bunch of these big packages. I didn't order them, but I have all kinds of cellophane. You know what I mean? It's getting late. The Novocaine went right up to my brain, I think. And so, but I have all different sizes and, so you could put Hostess packets together. You could do all kinds of things. And so they were fun. And I mean, who wouldn't want to get this? If you flash this, it's like, it's cute. It's pink. It's fun. So, okay. So, thank you, Michelle. Those are all excellent tips. Andrea, do you have anything that you want to and you don't have to if you don't want to. Now your cat is entertaining us.
That's so
Who
cute.
wants the attention? I don't know.
Yes.
I'm really excited. Next month, November 1st, my sister, she's an author, And so she has published, but well, she has published books. I think she's on like her 6th one or something like that.
Wow.
Oh,
And
wow.
so we're kind of having a dual party that's kind of a release of her latest book and a Jamberry party at the same time with her as the hostess.
Cool.
Oh,
I'm
fun.
pretty excited about that one because
That is awesome.
she's going to have signed copies of her latest book and stuff like that as prizes too. So
Awesome.
Oh, neat.
pretty excited about that.
That's very exciting. So does she live close to you, or are you going to go to where she lives?
It's going to be online because she lives back in Illinois. So I'll be here in Missouri. And
Okay.
she has beta readers and friends all over the country and stuff like that. So it's going to be hopefully pretty big.
Oh, that'll be
Awesome.
awesome.
She's kind of became my PR person because she always posts on Facebook when she gets new jams or whatever, and she like tags her friends. And
Oh, fun.
one of her beta readers ended up buying a NAS design that I made, and so I sent her a little package because she had never even heard of Jamberry. So I sent her a little package with like samples so she could practice first. And
Great.
so now I had a new customer just because of her sharing. So that was nice.
Oh,
Awesome.
That's neat. Do you know that when somebody shares a picture to your business page, fan page, that it shows up? You can see it on your page, but it also shows up on their personal feed, and so all their friends see it. So that's just a little FYI.
Yeah,
Okay.
So you know,
shared it to her personal Facebook page too, and like was tagging people in it.
yeah, see, and that's amazing. You know, so if they don't feel comfortable doing that, if they put it on your business page, their friends are going to see it.
Right.
Because I've had people, find my page because of that. And so that's just something fun to think about. So I'm trying to think of some sort of contest I might do with my customers. If they'll post it they post it to both places, they'll get 2 points instead of just one or something.
Oh, there you go.
But yeah. So, Jordan, I know I can see that you're there because you're like giving us props. And if you guys haven't noticed, like the little hand things, if you click that, it like gives people props. I can't give myself props. So, here, I'll give you all. I've been giving you all some props, but I can't give myself props. And Jordan,
There
I'm
we
giving
go.
you props too. There she goes. Jordan, do you have any questions at all, or did you want to sit in the hot seat? You could send a message and let us know if you want to, just so that you could see what it's like. She's probably got she's got 2 little jam babies herself, and so we would be oh, no questions. We would probably be very entertained. So, because they're so cute, Adley and Clara are so sweet.
Aww.
So, but if we don't, did you guys kind of like this? I thought this was fun.
Yeah, this is
like
fun.
visiting, and we got able to talk about stuff and just learn from each other. And I think she's folding laundry. She's gonna take the chance while she can to get that done, so they don't help her unfold it.
Don't squander that opportunity.
Yeah.
Exactly.
My minions fold my laundry now.
Oh, you're so lucky.
That's good.
You'll get there before you know it. They'll be
Someday.
all
Right.
Someday.
I know it comes fast. So
Michelle.
oh,
That's awesome.
Oh, that's funny.
you're funny, Jordan.
Michelle, could I share one thing really quickly that I did
Oh,
recently?
sure. Sure.
Well, so I've been a consultant for 6 months now. So what I did was I typed up like a little thing and sent it to like everyone that's ordered from me so far, and included like the samples, the sample sheets from like my kit. So they were the older ones. But I sent those out to all of my customers just to thank them for supporting me for the last 6 months. And they just went out recently, so I think people should start getting them like in the next few days. So we'll see if I get any, orders or anything coming in soon. We'll see.
Oh, that's awesome. I like that idea. That's a great idea.
Thanks.
I do that sometimes with some of my VIP customers. When the catalog comes out, I will spend the money and send them the catalog.
Yeah.
And I'll include some of the new samples with it. But the first time I did it, I sent it out to almost everybody, and now I'm more selective, just because it does cost quite a bit. And I hand deliver a lot of catalogs too to my customers that live around here. I hand deliver them, but I give them a little. I'm like, hey, here's a little sneak peek of some of the new jams, and they think that's awesome. And so
I did that. I did that with I did a Going Gone bulk order on my team page, and I sent catalogs to anybody who put in an order on that. And so they could get a sneak peek, and I sent them the samples too. And so that was kind of a little extra, and they loved it. They totally.
We all like to find out. We all love to do that.
Yep.
So, I think these are all. Oh,
I hear a squeaky.
Hi.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
I would show you, but he's eating, so.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
That's okay. That's okay. So I think we have some really good ideas, and I'm going to pause the recording.